Grandma DC here. And it's another day. It's a day. I'm here. It's a day. I know I'm on a HER2 stage 4 metastatic breast cancer site, and I have a lot of women, post on there about how afraid they are and how all they think about is death and dying, and I can relate. But it's another day. I'm here. I'm in my car. I'm able to drive. I'm okay. Someone always asks me how I am. I said, still here. Still here. I guess that's okay. And that's about as good as it's going to get. I have to tell you, went through such a scare. I told you in my last video, if you watched it, that they had a new treatment. I'm going to turn my car off so it's noisy. They have a new delivery method for the HER2 positive treatment, which instead of sitting for 3 hours getting an infusion in my port, I would just get a 5-minute shot in my leg, fill up all the fat in my leg with juice, and then I sit for 30 minutes and go home. Boy, what a time saver. And they said it was just equally as effective. Basically, it's just treatment. It's not going to cure you, but it's equally as effective as sitting for 3 hours. And I thought, well, what the heck? If it's not curable anyway, let's just do the treatment, all right? And save the time. They said it was the exact same thing. Different. I didn't get the meds because they didn't write them down for me. I'll try to get that on the 22nd. I'll get them to write down what kind of meds it is. But just a different delivery system. Well, then they made me an appointment for 13 days later. And I've got some footage. Mom and I had got a free room at the casino. And since I've had all my shots and Mother doesn't care, we decided we would stay overnight for free at the casino, which is only 30 minutes from the hospital. Big savings in driving time. Okay, so this is our motel room that Mom and I are in. And here she is, the big winner. The big winner. Yay! Woo! Hey! Yay! Now if we can just keep her in the motel room so she doesn't spend it all back.
Well, listen, I was thinking about calling Rick, but he tell me you come home right now.
Well, we're not going home, but by that bed looks really inviting.
I think you better lay down.
Yeah, we decided to come up and have a little fun before I have to go over to the hospital, but then they canceled my appointment and we had the room booked, so we're like, it was a free room, we're going. And masks, yes. Hand sanitizer, yes. Social distancing, yes. They require it all here and we've been doing everything. So, and we had to be up there really early. But then I started getting phone calls and they said they couldn't get my insurance to approve the MRI I was going to need on my hip. And I was like, are we surprised? Are we surprised military insurance is screwing around with approving an MRI? No, we are not. If you've been watching my channel, you know it took me 4 months just to try to get any kind of treatment because of my insurance screwing up and not sending in the right paperwork, and they couldn't get the right approval letters and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's happening again. So I said, well, they said, you might have to pay for it if your insurance won't. And I said, well, you can't get blood out of a turnip. What are you going to do? Yeah. So, but I was upset because I realized my next appointment was 13 days after the last one. Did that mean that this leg shot was every 2 weeks or less? I mean, that's double the gas money, double everything, double tying me to the hospital. I mean, it's bad enough having to be there every 3 weeks. But every 2 weeks, I was ready to call it quits, guys. I really was. I was so depressed, so upset. I just bawled and cried. I mean, every 13 days, I'd have to go up there. And so they called and I questioned it. I said, no one told me that the option was, yes, the shot saved time, but you'll have to be here twice as much. No one said that. And they looked into it, and I started getting phone calls from every department. And they're like, we are so sorry. We screwed up. It was because I missed an appointment during the ice and snow and the cold. And I guess the computer got off. Anyway, I didn't have to go on the 9th. I am going back on the 22nd. So, it is every 3 weeks. I was like, oh man, I was so upset for a while. I couldn't even vlog. I was so upset. So on other news fronts, there there's something I haven't been telling you guys. And I know that, my mother should say I shouldn't say anything. But last, I think it was about November, I was still on chemo. My daughter accused me of lying to her. Mother came up to get me. I had been staying at my daughter's house, and she had been helping me. When I would get my chemo, I'd stay overnight in case I had a bad reaction up there in the same city in which I'm getting treatment. And my mom brought her dog Sadie. We all know Sadie. And Sadie sat in my mom's lap like the entire time. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes I was getting my stuff together. Pam gave Sadie a little bowl of water, set her down. Sadie turned her nose up at it. Sadie went right back, jumped in mom's lap, and that's where she stayed. And my granddaughter panicked, the oldest one, and she put their St. Bernard in the other room. I said, you don't have to do that. Sadie's not going to do anything. She's just sitting in mom's lap. It's what she always does. And, of course, the child is not, and I was like, we're going to be out of here, And the kid ran back upstairs and hid, and we left. And then and she apparently texted my daughter and said that Sadie had peed all over the house and chased the birds and done a bunch of stuff that didn't happen. I have 3 adult women, me, Pam, and Mom, who were there, and we all said, the dog never did any of that. We did put a bowl of water on the floor and left it. Maybe your dog came out thirsty, slopped it everywhere, but that wasn't urine. It wasn't, Sadie. Sadie was in mom's lap the entire time. And my daughter said I was gaslighting her and blah, 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 and jumped all over me. It was my fault. We left a mess. Well, if we had seen the dog pee on the floor, we would have cleaned it up, right? Obviously, we're adult women, So, yeah, I said, I don't have time for this ugliness and this BS, and I'm being blamed for something I had nothing to do with. So, F you. And I have not seen or talked to my daughter since, and that's okay. Now, don't be mad at her. Don't be writing ugly comments below, because I figured out that the reason she did that, and I now understand after all these months of thinking, because it made no sense to me, she doesn't want to deal with my death. And pushing me away and blaming me for stuff I didn't do is her way of not having to deal with this. That makes sense. That makes sense. She didn't deal well when her father was dying. I had to deal with him for 18 months, almost 2 years. We went through treatments until he died. And she just doesn't want to be close to me or to have anything to do with it. She also distanced herself from her father when he was dying. So I'm cool with it. Matter of fact, I'm better with it. My son has similarly distanced himself. He calls me once every 2 months or so, just to see if I'm still here. He says he cares, but he admits that he can't deal with it. He lost his father when he was 11. He doesn't really remember it. So I'm like his only parent that he remembers, and he's having a hard time. Men just don't deal well with death and dying and cancer and stuff. So I'm on my own, guys. I'm by myself. I have Mother and Pam and Debbie, who calls me every day. But and that's fine, Deb. I like that. Sometimes I just say, hey, I don't feel like talking, gotta go. There are days like that. And she understands. So I'm just doing my thing, guys. I know a lot of people in metastatic, older women have said, I'm all alone. I've got no one to help me or take care of me, and I need this. I can't reach the floor anymore. I can't bend over. I can't get out of the bathtub. Was that a shocker? Anyway, showers from now on. So yeah, I hired Jennifer. She's come back once a week or so when she can to help me out a little bit, and that's fine. And if I'm going to stay in my house, I'm going to have to get a lawnmower. So I'm just going to have to spend that stimulus check and some of my savings. I had been saving up trying to get a truck to go under my camper to go camping, but I think we're going to finally admit that we've gotten a little too weak to be able to go camping or digging or anything like I used to like. So I'll probably be selling my slide-in camper, and I'm going to be buying a lawnmower. And Debbie's like, how are you going to, I said, it's going to get a riding lawnmower, and it better have an electric start, and it better freaking start. And I said, if I can get where I can mow my own lawn, and I don't have to rely on neighbors and the kindness of strangers to come over every once in a while, then I can stay here. I think I can stay here alone, and I'm good. So that's the update, guys. You know, like I said, don't be angry with people because they distance themselves from you when you're terminal and you have cancer. It's really hard. It's really hard for people to deal with. I know, I dealt with it with my husband, and I have to say that I think 21 years ago he died. I've never had another love relationship or anything in my life, and I think a lot of it is because I just can't even stand the thought of having to take care of somebody and stay by their side while they die again. I was a caregiver for 12 years, behaviorals, mentally challenged, physically challenged. I did all of that, and my caregiving days are over. I'm like, yeah, I just can't take care. And I know every time I thought about, a relationship or having a relationship with someone, it was like, what if they get sick and I have to take care of them? Isn't that awful? I can't. I just can't. Although I think in my own way, I would not just cause a fight and push them away and act ugly. I would probably just say, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I love you. I just can't. That would be easier for me. But I'm kind of an honest person that way. Okay. I have to get the oil changed in this car. It's screaming maintenance at me, and it's so messy, and it's got so much stuff in it, but the oil changer guy's just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to go pick up Mom. She's waiting for me. Oh, I forgot the eggs. I've got to give eggs away to my aunt and uncle and everybody I can find, because my whole refrigerator is full of eggs. The chickens are laying like mad. I'm really thrilled about it, though. All right, I'm going to go get the eggs. We're going to go up to Sedalia, and I think we're going to deliver eggs. We're going to get the oil changed, and Mom and I might eat out somewhere, if we can decide on where. Well, here's something you do not see every day. I stepped outside to go to the store, and the world is on fire. I hear sirens. I'm a little dismayed by that. My neighbors have set this field on fire, obviously on purpose, but I think it's kind of gotten away from them. And I'm not too concerned. There's no wind today. The wind is blowing away from my house. So I'd imagine, as you can see, it's going to come out to the road. It will burn along the edge there and then probably put itself out. Oh boy, it's really getting hot here. There's some people up here and they're like, go around, go around. I know. See, no fear. They backlit it and it's gonna burn right up to the edge and then it will be gone. This is common practice in Missouri. Well, it used to be common practice. Nowadays, not so much, but yeah, burning fields off. Well, it's been a shocking day. Mother and I went up, we got the oil changed in the car. I didn't do any vlogging. I was kind of like, this is boring. And then we decided to eat at Denny's because there's no place else to eat. And one of my very good friends was the manager there, and I haven't seen her in months. The type of friend where you see each other every 3 to 6 months and you catch up, I thought, we'll eat at Denny's. I'll go in here and I'll say hey to Trace. And the little waitress was there, and I said, hey, where's the manager at? She not working today? And she goes, haven't you heard? And I'm like, she got fired? She ran off and married that guy she's been dating? You know what? She's dead. What? Apparently, my good friend died a month ago. And I'm jealous as hell. Said she died in her sleep. I thought, that's the way to go, man. She got to be with her dad and her little girl that passed away. So, terribly jealous. And very sad and very weirded out because nothing was said about it on Facebook. No one informed me. Well, yeah, keep me out of the loop, I am the mushroom. Feed me BS and keep me in the dark. Always been that way. And that's okay. Anyway, I'm heading home now. Mom and I had a good time. Just getting out of the house was a good thing. And I found out my little cousins have moved back into town. Apparently a month ago. No one's telling me anything. I'm just stuck in my house. And ironically, I found out this morning they had moved back home a while back and then turned around And I saw both of them today. One of them driving down the road, and one of them showed up at my uncle's house where my mom and I stopped to drop off eggs. And so I'm going to get to see the girls. They're going to come by and see me since I've had my COVID shots. And they work with children, and they've had shots and getting shots and stuff. So, yeah. Wow. Just get up in the morning, leave your house. You never know what's going to happen. No wonder I stay home all the time and don't go anywhere, hear anything. All right, I got to get my mail and head up to the house. And we're going to call it a night, I think. So, Betsy, guess who's coming to visit tonight? Say, yep, Leslie and Sid. Are you excited? You are? So am I. I'm excited too. You know, Betsy is 16 years old. Say, I'll be 16. 4th of July. My middle name is Ross. Oh, she's upset with me. Again. Scud, you just took a bath last night. Why are you itching? Scud does not have fleas. I could see them if he had fleas. What is going on, Scud? Scud has no clothes on. Scud, you want to tell him why? No, I don't want to tell him why. I'll tell you why. Scud has no clothes on because Scud got out of the fence again last night and raked his clothes off somewhere, and I can't find them. They're out in the yard or in the woods somewhere. I think there's about 4 or 5 little outfits out there in the woods somewhere. Someday some hunter's going to come along and go, oh my God, all the trolls and the little gnomes, they've lost their clothes here in the woods. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to having visitors. I am tired. I tell you what, it takes it out of you when you go out and get your oil changed and run around and go visiting. And my friend Debbie, who moved out and I helped her buy that house, well, it's got plumbing problems. They sold her a lemon. Well, not much of a lemon. It's just got some plumbing issues. And so they were coming back today to fix her plumbing issues. I got to see her for a little while, and then I had to run because we had eaten and things were happening, and her plumbing wasn't working. I had to leave. Welcome to chemo and HER2 positive breast cancer and things. That stuff happens, all right. But so anyway, I'm much relaxed tonight. Not going to be doing too much of anything. I've already eaten out at Denny's, and it was I think it was pretty good. I was so shocked by the news my friend died that I really couldn't eat. And we're going to be hanging out here tonight. I will try to keep you updated on the new HER2 positive breast cancer treatment, the new shot. That's going to be going off, will be next Monday, the 22nd. So we'll be going back and getting our second shot and seeing the doctors and everything. Hopefully find out why my shoulder and hip are hurting so bad. And maybe there's something we can do to alleviate that a little bit without me having to take a ton of medicine. That would be lovely. And hanging in here, guys. I'm still alive. I'm still here. Are you there? If you are, like, share, and subscribe to keep up with the insanity. Give it a thumbs up, even though it's kind of a bummer. I don't know. Give it a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. I love you all. Thanks for keeping up with me, and I'll talk to you all later. Can't wait to see the girls. I'm really excited.